What happened between 50 Cent and T.I. wasn't just another industry disagreement. It wasn't just two rappers exchanging words for headlines. This one spiraled into something layered, emotional, generational, and deeply personal. And when King Harris stepped in, the situation crossed into territory that hip-hop rarely recovers from cleanly. To really understand why the situation exploded the way it did, you have to rewind all the way back to the beginning of the tension. On the surface, it looked simple. Verzuz, during the pandemic era. Verzuz became a cultural phenomenon. Legends stepped into friendly competition, sitting across from each other and playing their biggest records. It wasn't supposed to be about beef. It was about celebration. Catalog versus catalog. Legacy versus legacy. Fans in the comments arguing over hits while the artists laughed and shared stories. According to T.I., there had been conversations behind closed doors about him and 50 stepping into that arena together. Not random, not forced, discussed, planned. T.I. claimed they talked about it while moving around Los Angeles, even performing shows together. The alleged agreement? Tip would publicly announce it first, and 50 would respond, building hype organically. But when T.I. mentioned it publicly, 50 reportedly acted confused, like it was news to him. Like no conversation ever happened. That's when T.I. felt played. And in hip-hop, perception of disrespect spreads faster than facts. T.I. didn't just brush it off. He went public with his frustration, said he lost respect, said he didn't want to stand on stage with someone who moves like that. Then he escalated it further by bringing up paperwork and implying 50 had skeletons that contradicted his gangster persona. In rap culture, accusing someone of being a rat is nuclear. It questions their entire authenticity. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Most rappers respond to that kind of accusation with bars, diss tracks, interviews, heated IG lives. But 50 doesn't move like most rappers. If you followed his career, you know this is the same man who dismantled opponents with memes instead of microphones. He weaponizes humor. He humiliates through mockery. He turned serious accusations into punchlines, and that's what he did to T.I. He trolled, posted jokes, didn't engage in lyrical warfare. He turned the tension into entertainment. But then came the post that shifted everything. 50 shared an unflattering photo of Tiny Harris, T.I.'s wife. The caption warned T.I. to keep his name out of his mouth. That single image transformed a rapper-to-rapper dispute into family business. In hip-hop, men may go at each other viciously, but when spouses and mothers get pulled into it, emotions change. That's when King Harris entered the chat. King isn't just any celebrity child. He grew up in front of cameras. He's the oldest son of T.I. and Tiny together. He's watched his parents navigate fame, controversy, criticism. He's building his own rap career. And he has made it clear before that he doesn't play about his mother. When 50 posted that photo, King didn't hesitate. First, he responded in the comments. Then he went to Instagram stories. Then he posted videos. And in those videos, he went for something that shocked even hardened hip-hop audiences. He brought up 50's late mother, Sabrina Jackson. Not casually, not indirectly. Directly, he referenced her death. Told 50 to go dig her up. Told him to post a photo of her grave. Told him to go put flowers on it. Then he allegedly posted images of a headstone bearing her name. The internet didn't just react. It paused. Because anyone who knows 50 Cent's story knows that Sabrina Jackson isn't just a name from the past. She's a central figure in the origin story of Curtis Jackson. Born in South Jamaica, Queens on July 6, 1975, Curtis was raised by a 15-year-old single mother in one of the most volatile eras of New York City history. The crack epidemic was ravaging neighborhoods. Economic opportunity was scarce. Survival often meant choosing between bad options and worse options. Sabrina chose the streets. According to 50's own interviews, she refused welfare, refused minimum wage jobs. She wanted control. She wanted independence. So she sold drugs, and not quietly. She became known, feared, respected. In a male-dominated underworld, she carved out her space. The people around her had jewelry, cars, status. For a young boy watching, that looked like power. 50 has said that as a child, the only people he saw with nice things were from his mother's world. That shaped his perception of success. That lifestyle became the blueprint. But Sabrina wasn't just a street figure. To him, she was everything. In interviews with figures like Oprah Winfrey and Larry King, 50 admitted she was both parents. She disciplined him, protected him, hardened him emotionally. She didn't allow tears. She demanded toughness. And then, in 1983, she was gone. Authorities believed she was drugged, left unconscious in her apartment. Gas turned on, fire set, suspected homicide. No arrests, no conviction, no closure. 8-year-old Curtis lost his mother to violence that was never fully answered. He has described the feeling as shock, not understanding permanence, telling himself she'd come back, being told by his grandmother that she wasn't, denial wrapped in childhood confusion. After her death, he moved in with his grandparents, but the void never filled. By age 12, he was selling drugs, carrying guns, living the very life that surrounded his mother. He has admitted he never properly processed grief. He buried it, hardened it, turned it into ambition and armor. That armor became 50 Cent, the persona, the troll king, the man who laughs at everything, the businessman who doesn't flinch, the artist who survived being shot 9 times, the mogul who built television empires like Power, drawing inspiration from his upbringing. But when he speaks about his mother, the mask slips, his voice changes, his eyes water, the unbothered character cracks. So when King Harris told him to dig her up, it wasn't just disrespect. It was touching the deepest scar. And how did 50 respond? A Peppa the Frog meme. Caption, LOL. No rant, no screaming, no emotional breakdown. Just 3 letters. To some, that was legendary composure. To others, it was deflection. Because 50's brand is unshakable confidence. Showing pain publicly contradicts that brand. So he didn't. He doubled down with more trolling. Shared clips of podcasters joking about Tiny's appearance. Posted more memes. Kept the energy unserious. Meanwhile, T.I. reportedly took to the studio. Diss tracks started circulating. Lines about paperwork. Allegations. Attacks on credibility. What started as a Verzuz misunderstanding turned into a generational conflict involving wives, sons, deceased parents, and decades-old trauma. This isn't just another rap back and forth. It's symbolic of something bigger in modern hip-hop culture. The collision of old-school pain with new-school internet audacity. The older generation learned to bury trauma and move in silence. The younger generation grew up online, where nothing is off-limits and shock value drives virality. King Harris grew up in reality TV culture. Social media is native to him. Going live, posting receipts, escalating publicly, that's normal. 50 grew up in Queens in the 80s. Trauma was swallowed, not tweeted. So when those two worlds collided, the result was explosive. And here's the part people can't ignore. 50 Cent has openly said that losing his mother shaped everything. His distrust, his drive, his toughness, his emotional walls. When he says she was everything, he means it literally. Single-parent household. No father figure present. Just Sabrina. Her murder remains unsolved. Think about that. For over 40 years, no justice. No name. No closure. That kind of unresolved loss doesn't fade. It lingers in every milestone, every success, every setback. So yes, 50 posted a frog meme. Yes, he typed hello. But that doesn't mean the words didn't hit. Because beneath the businessman, beneath the rapper, beneath the troll, there's still an 8-year-old boy who never got answers. Now the internet debates who crossed the line first. Was it 50 posting Tiny? Was it King mentioning Sabrina? Was it T.I. accusing 50 publicly? There are arguments on every side. But one thing is undeniable. Once deceased parents enter the battlefield, the energy changes permanently. Rap beefs usually end with diss tracks fading into playlists. Social media posts get deleted. People move on to the next headline. But trauma doesn't expire. And that's why this feud feels heavier. Because this isn't just about Verzuz pride. It's not just about respect between two rappers. It's about legacy. It's about family honor. It's about generational pain being weaponized for clout. For now, 50 continues to troll. T.I. continues to respond musically. King remains vocal. The cycle spins.